The loss of someone makes you do things that, as you get older, you realize that it's wrong. You have to stop. You have to think. No matter how much it hurts you, you have to stop and think. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to make a mistake.
The stories you're about to hear were captured in various locations. They were told by the people, and they are for the people. This is a podcast where memories of love, sadness, and those joy-filled moments are celebrated. The community is the essence of our existence, and I wish to connect us all through our unique stories. Welcome to Stories of Many. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah. We're talking about being a father. Me being a father, I felt I was a special person to my children. I think that they loved, and they still do love me a lot through one simple fact, I think it is, because of the relationship I had with my dad. My dad, what can I say? He was like, people say soulmates and things like that. My dad was like, I breathe in, he will breathe out. That's how I felt. You know, if I feel troubled, if I had a hard day, I would come in. Just him being in the room made me feel so much at ease. Don't get me wrong, I love my mum, yeah? My mum's like anybody, yeah, they love their mum. If they really love their parents, they would love their parents. But my dad, we had a link that I can't even describe, but I'm going to try. It seems like he knows what I'm thinking. He seems to know how I feel, when I'm up, when I'm down. He would give me advice without even opening his mouth. He would just let me talk, and I would just watch him doing it, because he used to like doing carpentry. And we was on a second floor, so it was a balcony. He'd be out there sawing away with his tenon saw, showing me bits and pieces. And I'll go in there with, like, I had a hard day at work or something, or somebody bothered me. And we'd end up doing what he's doing, you know. I'd end up holding that piece of wood while he cuts it. We sit down there, when we go on holiday together, I didn't want to run around with everybody when my dad's there. We'd sit on a veranda and we would just drink Old Oak, because that's what he used to like. Used to like, because I'm talking past tense now. And it's only when the person's gone, you start to reflect back on what he really meant to you, to me. The physical side of it, seeing him and all that, you know, that's gone when he passed away. His aroma, I don't know if you know about Old Spice, but no matter who else wear it, yeah, my dad used to make it smell somewhere different, bro, trust me. I knew it was him. And wow, the day he left, the day he died, he was a diabetic. That's what I am now. And I was at work driving buses at the time. I was on the route 55. I was at Farringdon when the roadside controller said there's a call for me. That was before proper mobile phones and all that. And they said, you need to get in contact with your home. And I automatically thought it was my kids, because I had two at the time. And I thought it could be my wife. I never thought it would be my mum or dad. Didn't get into my head at all. So when I got back, I made the phone call. And my wife said to me, Mum said you must come round the house. And I thought to myself, what? Something wrong with Mum? You know, my dad was retired and everything like that. So I went round. I got up the stairs and I got to the door. Mum opened the door and she said, Dad's gone. Up to today, seems like yesterday. Gone is a hard word. I didn't see him. I reflect on the last day I saw him. I came out of my house and he said to me, be good boy. He was waiting for my mum at Clapton Panorama, because my mum used to work as a dinner lady. And he used to go to surprise her, meet at the bus stop and go home. But he went back to school and found out mum left early. So he decided to go back home. He saw the bus. That's 71 years old, diabetic. Saw the bus and he ran for the bus. When he got to the bus, it's the 38 bus. I still can't work out why he was getting on that bus, but never mind. The bus was full downstairs. So he ran upstairs like he's some young boy. Went upstairs, sat on the back seat, because there's, you know, smoking and all that. It was restricted in certain areas. And you couldn't, yeah, at the back he wasn't smoking, only at the front you could smoke at the time. So he sat at the back. And then he had a heart attack. Conductor went up and had to report it and everything like that. And I learned now that the conductor tried to help him, tried to resuscitate him and all this kind of thing. But apparently he was dead. They came and took him away and everything like that. And when my mum told me, I couldn't even walk into the house. I just went for a walk, a long walk. Then I came back and I still didn't want to believe that he wasn't in there. I couldn't even go in the house. I didn't go in that flat for weeks. I couldn't go in there. Walk through that door and he's not there? Nah. The funeral arrangements and all that, I didn't get involved in none of that. Couldn't do it at all. But the day that we had to go and see him, I don't know where I got the courage to do that. I went and they asked if I was ready. Man, you're never ready for something like that. But anyway, we went down to the garage because that's how we was back in the day, yeah? You know, what did the conductor do? Did he really help? Was he giving it live? What did he do, yeah? Because I'm on the buses, I know the story, yeah? We walked into the garage and then there's this conductor. His bad luck, I think, was laughing and joking about this old man died on his bus upstairs, had a heart attack. That's what these buses do now. When you run up the stairs, you have a heart attack. He was just making a joke. Bad timing for him because my brother was with me. We laid this mother right out. We laid him right out. This other guy tried to help. We put him down too. The adrenaline that we had. I normally stop my brother from going too far, but we just worked this guy. Proper worked him. Had to get paramedics and everything. Went to court after. My brother ended up doing time for previously bodily harm because he's got previous. And up to now, I ain't gone back and said nothing to this conductor. Whether he's still working or not, I don't know. But, you know, the funeral, that was something else as well. The amount of people my dad knew. People that we didn't even know. Michael Watson, the boxer, we grew up together, that lot. So when he came to the funeral, obviously there was reporters and all this kind of thing for Michael Watson, but there were so many people there. Too many people. My sister's supposed to do the eulogy. She couldn't do it. So I stood up and did it. And that's when I switched. Too many people. So we got rid of them. Ones that shouldn't be there. That's what me and my brothers do and my cousins. We stood up there and we pointed them all out. I don't want you back at my house. You're not coming back at my house. None of you. These the only people I know come back to the house. Come to the house. Any one of you come there, then you know who we are. After we found out, right, one of the guys that we stopped used to be a guy that my dad used to work with. I didn't know that. It was his best friend at work. I didn't know that. Ignorance, you know, sadness, the loss of someone makes you do things that, as you get older, you realize that it's wrong. You have to stop. You have to think. No matter how much it hurts you, you have to stop and think. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to make a mistake. I'll give you an example. A guy got on my bus once and he just stood at the front and he had a cigarette in his hand. I told him, boss, you can't be smoking on my bus here. So he just opened the door and he threw it out, but he wouldn't sit down. And he had a few to drink and everything like that, yeah? And you know what happened with him is like, everybody's saying, oh, look at this drunk guy, he should sit down, blah, blah. But he wouldn't, he stood there. So I turned around and I said to him, because of the experience I've had, I turned around and I said, I felt something was right because this guy's a drunk and he's all suited and booted, you know? New shoes, new suit, everything. I turned around to him, I said to him, boss, you need to take a seat, yeah, just in case you fall down. I said, what's happened? What's the matter? You know what he turned around and said to me? I just buried my wife. Now the people on the bus now, they heard him say this and they just changed. You never know what people are going through. And all of a sudden, these people that wanted this man off this bus are helpful. Tell him to sit down. Do you need anything? Yeah? That's what went on. My point I'm making there, right? You have to stop and think, regardless of what kind of trauma that you're going through. What we done to that conductor was wrong. We could have killed him. He's got a family. They got to go home too. They would end up facing the same thing as what we did. My sister now, she blamed the doctors because he died of a heart attack, but it was his cholesterol level was really high and he wasn't on any medication for that. And my sister decided to, you know, try and sue the doctors, the hospital and everything like that. But my dad is the type of guy, he won't take medication if he doesn't have to. He's a herbalist. He believes that take natural herbs and all these kind of things, you'll be good. He used to love his food, man. My dad, my soulmate, once you find that soulmate and you experience that for the first time, you might meet other people in your life. You might get married, you might have kids. They'll probably become very friendly. You're loving them and they come understanding, but your true soulmate, your first soulmate, that's not easy you can't replace that because you expect the person that you're going to become your new soulmate to be like that. They never will be. Never will be. And the remains at my house making me cry. So I'm going. See you later.
Wow. What a story. That was simply incredible. From the moment I heard H's story, my whole perspective changed on what a soulmate is. A son's love for his father, the look of respect he gives when he enters the room, a son's joy as his father comes home from work. What is a soulmate, and how do you find one? That much love for a father was almost unheard of for me. I felt the energy in the atmosphere as he spoke. I was tearful at times listening to the story. I mean, how can you not be? It was heartbreaking, sad, and to be honest, I wanted to hug him. The loss of a loved one tore him up. The pain that followed was unbearable. When was the last time you expressed love wholeheartedly? When was the last time you held someone and didn't want to let go? Do you have a soulmate? H is an incredible man. If you ever see him walking around, he's the one with the radio-like voice. His presence is welcoming, warm, overpowering, and pure. For me, he is a role model, someone I look up to, admire, and love. I sat with H a little longer, and this was our discussion.
What's the memorable things with my dad? Small things. And what I do with my kids, my kids are big now. What did I do with them? I got grandchildren now. What do I do with them now? One of my sons made a comment the other day. Oh, damn a great dad. He wants to be like me with his child. Wow. And that knocked me out, man. I thought, well, I'm not doing nothing special. But apparently I am. Oh, man. My dad, small things. Yeah, his cup, his enamel cup. My goodness. For some reason, he won't drink out no other cup but this enamel cup. I asked my mum for that enamel cup a few years ago, and she still got it. She's still got dad's enamel cup. And you know what? I really want it. But you know what? So does my mum. I bought an enamel cup. Same colour, everything. But it's, you know what? It's not the same enamel cup at all. It hasn't got that little chip at the bottom on the left-hand side. I remember that. It wasn't me who put it there, but I remember it's there. And every time he used to drink that, he used to flick his fingernail on it for some reason. Yeah. And when he used to put on his shoes, he would sit in one particular chair to put on his shoe all the time. And I end up doing that now. I have to sit on these chairs out here to put my shoes on. I can't do it in here. I do it on a particular chair. And I'm sure I do it the same way. So many things that I do that my mum remembers. Little things that she sees. Yeah. Going on holiday. Mum said to me the other day, she goes, you do exactly what he does. You know, sometimes we can't even afford to fly Premier Economy. But he would go out his way to take me on Premier Economy, Mum said. And what do I do that now? I do everything for my wife. She's got to have things the way she wants it. And that's how I feel good. And I'm sure my dad used to feel the same way. If your wife is right, you must feel right. And that's a feeling that any marriage should really have. That should be real. You should be happy that your other half is happy. You should be happy that your kids are happy. My grandchildren, they come round and, okay, it's tiring, yeah, because I'm getting older. But you know what? I might feel the physical side of that oldness, but I don't. I've got so much time for these kids. They're everything to me. People I work with too, it's getting like that. As I'm getting older, right? I'm doing this with Romain. You must be joking. You think I would let anybody come to my house? But I see Romain more like family because he listens, he understands. It's weird. It's weird. He kind of reminds me of my family as well, back in the day. Yeah, little things. Makes me trying to just think about these things because I try not to think too much about my dad because it makes me feel emotional all the time. But you know what? Doing this, I think this is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. You know, I don't want to erase anything. You try not to, but you do little things. I don't even think about the little things. That cup and the flick of his finger. Yeah. Am I doing that now? I think the enamel cup I've got, I think I'm going to put a chip in it so I can do that. Am I doing that? My kids love it. My boy turned around, as I said, he turned around and said, yeah, you know what, Dad? I'm going to be like you with my child. And that I must be doing something right. and it's right because it's easy for me because the love is real. Yeah, I don't expect anything from my family, you know, and I expect them to do that too. You just do something, but don't expect nothing back. You will get the rewards in its own way. Yeah, my grandson coming and hugging me, and I got, as I said, 7, and the eldest is 18. She still comes in here like she's about 5, and she still jam up against me. Yeah, oh man, you need to. Family is everything, but the hardest thing is when they leave. I believe you have to have some kind of religion to see what it's all about. I pray to God, you know, I hope. But these people that, you know, my aunt, for instance, my next door neighbour, she was part of the family as well. My dad, when I pray, do I talk to them? I hope they're listening, because my life seems to have, that's where the answers are for me. People here that I live with, people I work with, yeah, you can't expect them to bring what you really want. Yeah, you can work and earn money and buy things, right? But the things that you really want from inside, right? Your family gives you that, man. And you don't even see it really. Because, you know, to go to sleep overnight, for instance, yeah, and you got things on your mind, yeah? And to be able to speak to the people that you love who's passed away, it helps. Just do that. You might think it's crazy, but it's not. Just reflect back on things like that. And even the people that are living, you can reflect onto them as well. The little things that your grandchildren do, wow. You know, you sit back and you sit there and you have to go upstairs out the way because you feel emotional, because they're the things that you used to do with your dad, your mum. My mum's still here. And is she special to me? Wow. I try not to, it's probably not right, but I try not to get too close to her like I did with my dad, because the pain when they're gone is hard. I love my mum to bits, but I can't love her the way I used to love my dad. The pain is too much.
Do you have a story to share? Have you been positively impacted by any of our stories and would love to share your own? Give us a shout out and let us know through our Instagram page, Stories of Many. Or if you would like your message to be featured on our show, why not click the link in the bio and we will be in touch. Hurry while there is still spaces. Have a wonderful week and keep on inspiring.